Hello, people of the internet. We're here, we made it. It's a momentous occasion. I'm going to be doing a breakdown of my song, Tomato Walk, that I made earlier this year and put out on Spotify and YouTube. Just like a walkthrough, a little breakdown, a little Ableton session breakdown. They're kind of a lot of tracks. But I love those videos that like Tennyson and Amari Jazz and different like Twitch people will do when they like break down their songs. And I wanted to try making it because when I was making this, I was like low-key thinking about what it would be like to give a breakdown. So yeah, let's get into it. A good starting point, I guess, is the atmosphere. Because the kind of impetus or the inspiration for the song was this walk between my college campus and the like campus farm. And it took like 5 minutes to make that walk, so I just made some field recordings on that walk. And then was kind of like, what if I made a song that was this long? And this song is only like 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, but that was like the initial vibe. Up here at the core, we just have some like field recordings of like me walking at night. Not at night, but like around sunset between my school and the farm. As well as a recording with my friend in the studio. Because the song is essentially just these field recordings and then piano and then a little bit of guitar and a little bit of like auto-tuned vocals. But just like warped and like chopped and affected to oblivion. So this is just us in the studio, just like being silly. Yeah, a little bit of guitar because I think I was like trying to show them what I was going for, like chord-wise and stuff. Yeah, and just like laughs and like weird little like ephemera from recording.
I understand it now.
And like these little bits, like I built the arrangement around the field recording, if that makes sense. So like when they're little, when we like laugh or when we're like singing, I like use that as inspiration with the piano after like listening to this. Like these were the building blocks essentially. And then I went back to the studio and or like my dorm and just locked in and was just listening through. And then again, here's like the just walking. Crickets and stuff, and like I tried to get like the different textures of like my shoes against the gravel and the grass when I was walking. Yeah, it's like very cool, very like high-endy, nice stuff. And then just like some random like little piano noise here. Yeah, just like weird little noises throughout. Cool. I don't even like, what even is this? That sounds like a piano texture, and like I think at some point we were just like hitting the piano with like pencils and like the springs and stuff. And then in the introduction, when there's like that big crashing noise, I can also play that. This noise right here. Half of that is just this, like this door slamming. I just like layered a bunch of door slamming noises because I had this like vision of like recording us walking to the piano room, and like that didn't really come together. But I wanted to use these like door noises that I got. So there are like 4 or 5 of them, and then I put this Spectral plugin, Diet Audio from Unplug Red. They make really cool or like aesthetic stuff, and like weird effects. And I just put this on, and it gives kind of like MP3 Y2K type audio quality. So without that. Oh, and there's also like a water sound? What? Oh yes, the water fountain. We were like filling up our water bottles and I like sampled that as well. And then just, again, mix that with a bunch of door sounds. So you get that nice little sound. Then beyond that, yeah, like some more water sounds later in the song, during this like big moment. I guess I'll show those later, but that's what is in this like atmosphere section. And then like this random little piano scratching noise right there. And then there's the bass section, which is, again, all of the melodic stuff, for the most part, is just like piano. So in this section, it's just like I took this main loop that we had, or that I like pulled out from my friends playing, and just like pitched it down. So that's the bass. And then, yeah, more like, I think there were some little like alternative loops that I put in. There's some like piano notes that I turned into basses. So like here, this is the main bass, and it sounds like a sub sign, like PTA San Andreas type thing, but it's just like a piano note. again, like warped and pitched down, and like the BPM is really long, and I used complex here. And then over here, epic sub bass. Girl, what is this? Yeah, again, just like piano, a big like grand note that I just like again pitched down with complex. This is from like the auto-tune session I was mentioning. I was like looping baritone stuff, and like I just pulled that out. And then we have, I guess, a chord right here. Yeah, another big piano chord that just got really stretched out, like mega stretch, like, and some like reverse notes. But yeah, just like a bunch of different basses, and everything was recorded with like a field recorder. It should be around here. Let me get that. Yeah, everything was recorded with this. So the vibe was very much, I don't know, let's be very like DIY, very like authentic. I'm just going to use this field recorder for everything. That's the bass section. Then we move into the melodic section. This is really the meat of the song. A fake goal that I had in my head when I was making this was to just have 100 tracks. And like we got there, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like going back into the session, like none of this was colored before I started preparing for this video. So everything was just green, and I was like, how was I working on this? Like I was really locked in for real. Everything was just green. Like I think this was blue, this was blue, this was green. Nothing was organized. So I tried to like chunk things up in here a little bit more, so you can see like the different piano groups, guitar, some field recordings, this random note. But I guess a good place to start would be this kind of like intro. I mentioned this before. This is kind of what started the song. I think it was after one of those walks that I was talking about, like to the woods, because I went on like multiple trying to get different field recordings. I just recorded a bunch of like guitars. I had it in this open tuning. And I think, yeah, it's in here. I'll play that after. But I just had it in an open tuning, and I was just like strumming different chords and just like sampling it and trying to like trying different layering combinations. And then I just panned them all and made this like little riser thing, and did the same thing with the Diet Audio. I think it's, where is it? Yeah, right here, Diet Audio RC20. Just like a little spectral filtering, a little width, a little, yeah. And those are all just like acoustic guitars, like strums. I'll play the original sample actually right now. But I just took a lot of different little moments and stitched them together like that, or like layered them and panned them. Turn that up. So I took each one of these like chord moments, and like made them one shots essentially, and then layered them on top of each other. And again, put Diet Audio. Without it, it sounds, I don't remember how it sounds. So this is gonna be a fun little adventure for all of us. Yeah, just like a little less grainy, a little less like lo-fi. So that was the first thing I did. I was just like, it's going to be acoustic guitar, but then I went to the studio with my friend and we recorded a bunch of piano, and I was like, wait, this eats. We're using all this. Shout out Alex. Then, after that, I like went through, I had like 40 tracks with all the different piano that we recorded, and I had like put them all together and like just like row, and I was like picking out little parts that I liked. And I did that for like a few hours, and then I found this loop, which became the main loop for the song. So this is the main loop. This is what like started the whole song. And we can just listen to this version. And then I'll play the full, it in context and like not reversed. So that's the like main loop that's just like going on through, if you look like the whole song, it's just that loop. And I think subconsciously I was thinking about like Vegan, A Dream Goes On Forever, like very atmospheric, like indie type production. And then again, this is just like grand piano, a little like section. I found a little snippet that I just reversed. So in context, This is the original sample. Then I guess I also added like Brit Pre. Yo, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I haven't heard that sample in so long. So that was the original sample, and I just like picked out that little chunk, reversed it, and it became the main loop. And then I guess there's also this B loop. I don't really remember this one as well, but I think I just wanted some like variation and a little different kind of harmony. Yeah, and I think that's just like later in the song. Yeah. Cool. So then moving past the core, what is the next section to look at? I guess we can look at the clean piano section. Clean. I say clean. Everything is kind of dirty and like muddy and mushy in this song, which I kind of love. But this is like the cleanest piano. So we just have some like some little lines like that, some little like phrases that I just like put together and like panned a little bit so they'd sound good in context. And again up here just some little like embellishment. But like so beautiful and lovely. And yeah, just weird like random little things like that. And that low-key sounds like it should be in this section, but it's fine. So that's this section. Very chill. And something you'll notice as well, just looking at all of this, there's no processing like on these individual tracks. Like it's just like EQ here and there. Something was like really boomy, volume. Like on the master, I have some stuff, but even then it's like not a ton. And like, this is bad. Like don't master like this. Like this is not good. I just could not be bothered to go back through, and fix it at the end. So like very minimal, just like 2 cents, not a ton, just like a room and then like a shimmer verb. But yeah, not a ton of processing, really just like putting sounds together, using warping to get different sounds and like different EQ and stuff. That's the clean piano. I'm gonna go back down now. I think this might be my favorite section, just because like this really came out of just like sitting and working on this. And maybe I'll just play this. Yeah, just like cool reverse stretch piano stuff going on in this track. Oh yeah. Okay, wait, that's one of my favorite sounds in the composition. I think it's this one. Yeah. And again, I can just show the original, like it's I'm just gonna unwarp it. Oh, T, wait. Yeah, so it's like the same sound that we just heard. But I just picked out that little sound, reversed it, and becomes this like Aphex, I don't even know, this like wispy kind of thing. Really cool. Oh. And then this, a similar thing, just lots of warping. Also like that sound a lot like the bend. I think this is just really slowed down, not like reversed or anything. More piano. Yep. More reverse. Another really cool sound right here. Oh, like that clicking. Yeah. You just get like cool little like attacking bits when you like warp stuff and slow it down like this with piano, which I learned through this project. Also really love that sound. Let me stop. Some like cool little embellishments. Oh, and that's like, that moment is so cool. You get this like pitch down, it sounds like. And then we have like one of those more transient parts and like layered on top of each other, you just get like a cool blend of textures. You're just some weird little like dyad thing, I don't even know. And then more risers. And then at the very end, there's this like car horn sound that I got. I don't remember how I got this. I was trying to see before I started recording. Maybe we'll see right now. Like it's not warped, it's just turned down. I'm confused. But again, just like a really cool, like that sounds like a car horn, but like it's a piano or it's a guitar or it's like some natural thing. And then again, some fun little like reverse riser noises. Cool. So that's this section. Lots of stretching, lots of fun little textures, some reversing here and there. And then I also really love this section, which is the like pitch piano sounds. So these are kind of like mangled with Ableton warping kind of stuff. This is just like as clean as I could get it piano. And then these are like clean piano, a little bit of warping, but the main thing is like super pitched down. So my friend played some like really high parts and I just like pitched them down. So they're clean, but then they sound kind of like old and musty because you pitch them down, but like really lovely. So we can just listen to that now as well. Turn it up. It's like very Botanica coded piano. And again, some more like typical lines. Not like super crazy kind of like warp stuff, just like it's pitched down. And like slowed down, I think a lot of this is like half speed is how I got it to be pitched down rather than like stretching it. Yeah, like the kind of like classic like very speed thing, just like slow it down to get lower pitch. And just like weird stuff like that. But like that's just like beautiful piano, but it's just like very slow, which is really cool. And this one will be easy to just like show what it was before, if we listen. Yeah, those overtones. Yeah, so just like little things like that. I just pitch down, and it just like gives it like this. You feel like it gives you like grandma ears, like like it just gives so much like soul and character, and you feel like you are like seeing it with this new perspective, which I quite love. Yeah, and it's like spooky, but it's like comforting. It's, I don't know, very cool. And like again, not a ton of processing, just like warping. So that's the section, just like lots of good lines that were then pitched around to change a little bit, very nostalgic. And then we have this little piano moment towards the end. And this is more like compositional stuff in terms of organization. These are kind of like, clean, texture, pitched. This is just like a fun little moment. I think I, again, was using Diet Audio, to create these different piano layers. But apart from that, it should be mostly clean. Yeah. Yeah, just like a fun little moment. Down here, we have this mood cloud. And this was made with another friend in another place. We were just like recording guitar, like ambient guitar and just like vocals and just kind of like messing around. And it somehow made it in here because it was all in the same key. I think it was all in like A flat or something. And I was just like running stuff through the mood and then just like put together all of these layers. And then also throwback to the water bottle that I mentioned up here. So if we play this little section, it's just like all these mood layers and then the texture of the water, and it's just like very surreal, very serene. Yeah, like beautiful. So if we go up here and just listen to the water recording, it's literally just a water bottle getting filled. And then I like loop this section. Because when I was filling it, I noticed it went from like one note and then it went up an octave when it was fully full. So I wanted to capture that, but then like this middle part sounded good, so I just like looped it, and then you get the rest of the note. Back to the mood cloud. Just like a ton of layers. So like we were singing at some point. So there's some weird like atonal auto-tune trying to figure out what the key is on like a reverb or something. And then there's like a piano line, some guitar right there, and then this like pad which kind of like ends it off, which I think was again maybe some piano, or maybe just really intense warping, or maybe just guitar. Let's see. Oh, and we're using texture and grain here instead of complex. Yeah, guitar. And like I had SP404 on this and with like vinyl sim. And I was just being silly, I think. And it turned into this. And then we have this swell. I was really proud of these swells. I remember when I made this, because I was like, whoa, I did not expect that to come out of this. Like 8. Yeah, so that's just like a chord, and then this, again, just like another chord, just like the tails of like the mood type reverb, and then this like boomer bend type thing. Sounds like a whale. Yeah, it's like baritone guitar through the mood and SP404. Yeah, and then another little bendy thing. But like quite simple, quite chill. And then other than that, I showed that piano moment. There's some vocal textures. I don't remember fully what this is. Yeah, again, one of those like atonal vocal texture things. This random note in pink, because I was like, no clue where this came from. I think I just like clicked something, or it was like some natural resonance, like not a synth, which is crazy because it sounds like a PWM, like Mario, whatever, like 8-bit synth, but not that. And then there's some field recordings throughout here that I also put in. Some of them are melodic, but a lot of them I think are just like, no, I think these are all melodic actually. Let me turn up the volume. Like I hit a fire hydrant and made this cool tone. And then I like warped it a little bit and like put it throughout. Very gongy. Yeah, just like cool little things like that. Oh, and then I love this sound. I don't remember what this is. I think this is hitting a piano with something, if I'm not mistaken. There's like these fun little clicky. Yeah, fun little clicky noises. And then another like hitting something, I'm sure, to get that like chimey, dissonant type thing. And then I guess the last thing will be up here, these guitars. And these are, I think, mostly clean. Also run through the mood though. And this was the only thing that I like dubbed over intentionally and like put in as like a melodic element. Everything else was just like sampled and like put together. This I was like, we need this chord. This chord needs to play at this moment. So I like went in and recorded this little like da-da, like minor 7, whatever it is. Yeah, and then more like reversed. Whoa. More reversed, like warp stuff. And then I took one of the guitars from the intro and like repurposed it as like a little throwback at the end. That's everything in terms of tracks. In terms of mastering and like processing, it's also, again, quite simple. Nothing on the buses, or like not a ton. Let's see what's on bass. Yeah, like super simple. Just EQ. So a little bit of compression, like not doing a ton. And then on the melodics, a similar thing. Again, shimmer reverb, room reverb. Very chill, very minimal. The master chain, bass mono with utility, very chill EQ, some analog obsession stuff. These plugins are quite good. They're all free. Tap in if you're not familiar. And then we have, again, Glue Compressor. Not doing a ton. Like, really not doing a ton at all. Just gluing stuff. And then the SPL passive EQ. And this whole track is mixed really bright because I was enjoying the sound of, like, in here, like when a random clip comes in and you can like hear the high end and like the noise from the like noise floor of the field recorder. I enjoyed that, so I was boosting it up. That is everything. That is Tomato Walk. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. There will be more to come. Yeah, if anyone has any feedback, any questions, I will be in the comments. I will be in that comment section replying. And if there are any other songs that I've made that you'd like to see broken down, let me know. Subscribe, comment, like, hit the bell. I don't know if that still exists, but do everything. Stay engaged. Yeah. Thank you for watching.